it's me again. Thank you for tuning in to this video. So I am going to just be showing what we did on our first day and our second day in Tokyo. And I have to preface this with, this video is very rough, and I have definitely learned that I need to get better at shooting and being more comfortable, because there's some times where I'm just like, oh, let me take a quick little video, and I'm like, this looks horrible. So if you were watching this, thank you so much. I promise they will get better. I'm actually preparing right now to head over to Maui in a couple of days, so I'm gonna hopefully release some videos on that. And then I do want to do a video of like tips and tricks and how I planned for Japan, because that was definitely a daunting experience for me, and I love to plan, and it was a lot. So you are going to see like some rough images of, when I say rough, I just mean like they're not polished. I probably should have taken longer to actually shoot, and you can tell like I'm rushed and I was a little uncomfortable trying to actually like film all this stuff for y'all, and also I didn't want to like get anybody in it, and I don't know, it was my first time shooting like stuff that wasn't just for me to look back and be like, oh, that was cool, and stuff, and images that I planned on sharing with people outside of just like my close friends and Instagram following. So with that, I just want to say thank you again, and you're gonna like pop in and hear me narrating, because some of the audio in here, I don't know, but thank you again. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy this video, and feel free to comment and let me know like things that you want to know about that I do show in the video. And there should be a couple more videos about Japan, and then hopefully Maui soon. But thank you, and here we go on to our adventure in Tokyo. Decided to stay at the Kimpton Shinjuku. First day, yay! Stopping at 7-Eleven, because of course. Nice tree. Words I never thought I would utter in my life, but it's a nice tree. It's a nice tree. I feel like I should take a video with a nice tree. There's probably other nice trees, but this one's pretty cool. Just popping in the video. So we're still on vacation in Hawaii, but here's a little bit about this video. So if you get motion sickness, please don't watch this excessive footage of the gardens, because there's some shots that are real quick. I'm learning, I'm sorry, because even when I was watching this to edit, I was like, oh, that's rough. I might need some Dramamine for this. So skip to 8:34 if you want to pass the motion sickness inducing parts. I might end up cutting them out, because do we really need to see this much of the gardens? Honestly, I just wanted to give you like a brief overview of them, and then just let you get an idea of it, and then go explore it yourself. So there's still a little bit of some surprise to it. park, you can still find a Starbucks. Here's a peek of their snacks that they were offering. Breads, delicious cakes that I wish we had in the States. Didn't get one, I wish I did, I have regret. But instead I got a cinnamon roll, a shaken tea, water, and Jonathan got a mocha for 1,700 yen. So after having our snack at Starbucks, we exited out of the park, headed back to Shinjuku Station, and our next stop is going to be Shibuya Sky. I'm coming. So we headed to an escalator where at the top you will be at the lobby where there are going to be lockers straight ahead that I recommend bringing 100 or 500 yens because they don't accept anything larger than that. Anything larger like this man's luggage, you're going to go to the right where there is a desk to check them. So after leaving that area, I went up the escalator to take us to the higher part of Shibuya Sky, and immediately was like hit with kind of like Central Coast vibes with this like green landscape in the center surrounded by all these buildings. And we're still going up the escalator, separated just by some panes of glass. Y'all, I can do roller coasters, but something about being just between like a large pane of glass and me and like all of this concrete, little slight scary vibes. Then we made our way to the top where there's this helipad pad. I also want to take credit because I was the first person to take a photo on this compass and I started a trend. I am never a trendsetter, but here I am. I took these photos with my iWatch remote capture and our phone propped up on a column. My husband's going to kill me at the end of this. And we found a nice person to take these photos. What goes up must go down, so here I am on the escalator going back to where you saw me at the beginning. You needed to get food because the last thing you saw me eat was a cinnamon roll, and that was the only thing I had, and it was 3 o'clock at this point, so we went to McDonald's. So after McDonald's, where we had to get food because I was hangry. Jonathan was hangry, and there was no way I was going to go to my tattoo appointment and not eat. So that is my tip. Please go. If you're going to get something done like that where you're like, you're going to be in pain, it helps to eat something because if you're just starving, you're going to add that pain factor along with being hangry and you're going to turn into the Hulk. So let's avoid that. At least I am. So I was like, if I don't get something, and there was a McDonald's right across the street from Shibuya Sky, and I had eyed it already when we got out from the subway station, and I was like, ooh, that's where we're gonna go. And it's tight in there, I will say. And we also got lost trying to find that McDonald's as well because the sign tells you to like go right. No, it tells you to go left, but it ends up taking you into whatever store that was, I remember. And then I was like, this ain't right. And then we went up some stairs and I was like, this definitely ain't right. So then we backtracked to the entrance where we were, and there was a set of stairs that were immediately to your right / in front of you. So you go up that to the McDonald's. So don't be me. Don't get lost, or try not to. So if you're headed to that Shibuya McDonald's across from Shibuya Sky, take a right, go up those stairs. Don't take that left. The sign was wonky. I'm just bad at directions. That could be it as well. But anyways, so we got that quick McDonald's. It was delicious. It did not disappoint. I'm sad it was our only McDonald's of the trip because every time we walked by one, I was like, maybe, but we just didn't have time. It was definitely a packed trip. So let's go with me to get a tattoo or two. I just thought it was really cool to see a banh mi spot in Tokyo. So here is the stencil, and now here is the finished product. We were running late, so I was already texting my tattoo artist. I was like, hey, I'm sorry, like I'm on my way, I'm running like 15 minutes late. We were booking it, and and then had issues trying to find the building because they sent me a geolocation of it and it was the front of this coffee shop, and I was like, hey, like, do I go in this coffee shop? Like, where am I going? And then they messaged me and they're like, oh, and this was all through Instagram, and they go, oh, you need to go to the back of the building, because for some reason the geotag always does that coffee shop. So he was like, you got to go to the back of the building, and we're going to be in this like apartment style building, 3rd floor. You know, and they don't have an elevator. Third more stairs. Why am I surprised, Japan? That's why y'all so fit. Them damn stairs. Like, I am very confident that if you put any Japanese person who lives in Japan, especially Tokyo, up against like a fireman who does like those challenges with the stairs, that Japanese person will come out on top. Guarantee it, because they do stairs every day, 365. Yeah. Hats off to them, because people were walking, like running up beside me, and I was like, this is really not great for my cardio health, because I feel real bad about my self-esteem right now, because they just running up in heels. Some of them were in heels, like little heels, but still, that's crazy. So, getting to the point. So we got up the 3 flights of stairs. I don't know if this happens to you, but like after like you were like sprinting or doing like whatever cardio activity you're doing and you stop, for me, it's a waterfall. Like it looks like it's raining. It looks like I just stepped out the ocean. It's bad. So Jonathan was like, okay, calm down. Let's just stand here for a second. It did not help. There was no circulation in those stairs. Nope. I don't know if that helped, honestly, because it was so hot in those stairs as well. And I was like, mind you, it was only like, I think like 72 or 73 degrees when we were there, but still. So I took a minute, walked in, and I was like, oh, I'm here to meet Jay Jari, is the tattoo artist name that he goes by. And I was Jay Jari, he's like, oh, that's me. And I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't know he was just sitting at a desk. I didn't know if it was like another tattoo artist waiting for somebody else, if they had a reception. I have no idea. But anyways, met him, and then we discussed like tattoo placement beforehand going. I asked him, I was like, hey, can I bring a guest? Like, my husband's with me because we're traveling, from the States, and so we're like stacking this on. So, and plus I'm bad at directions, so I need somebody to help me get out and get back to where I'm going, because I probably wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not confident in myself for directions, and you should never be confident in me for directions unless I've been there multiple times. So we did the placement. We were doing 2 tattoos. One was the phoenix that I did right here. This one we realized that we had placed facing the wrong direction when we did the, what is it called? The stencil. And then it just took us a quick second to realize. He was like, you said you wanted it the other way, didn't you? I was like, I think I did. Because I was like, because it's a stencil, it's hard to like see the lines, at least for me. And I was like, yeah, I think I did. And he was like, okay, that's fine. He's like, wiped it off, but then it was a whole nother like, put us 10 minutes behind, because you have to wipe it off, he has to clean the area, then he has to reapply the stencil, and you have to let that dry appropriately so that, they have an outline to work with. So we worked on that one first. I want to say that took like an hour and 10 minutes. And then we did this one, where this is the one that you see me getting in the video. So this was a little turtle, and I have to say they aged really well for as much as I tan. They're doing really good, and they didn't hurt. This one took also about like the same amount of time. Like, felt no pain. It was super chill. Fine line is the way to go. And that was how we got these 2 tattoos. Instagram, do your research. That's how I found them, because I thought last minute, 2 weeks before our trip, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I could get a tattoo in Japan. That'd be a really cool souvenir. But I remembered like tattoos are kind of like a taboo thing still in Japan. I was like, am I going to be able to get in? Am I going to be able to find somebody? Yes. So that was pure luck. I'm going to plan way far in advance now that I know. And my artist is Korean. So was my second artist. So I love the Korean artwork. They really are ahead of the game in tattoos. So, but they were both doing residencies in Tokyo. So that worked out for me. Okay. So now we're headed to dinner, and we decided to go to Ginza for dinner. And if you're like me, your algorithm is probably promoting the heck out of this udon spot. And like, I don't even really like carbonara that much in the US, but like these videos had me like drooling. So we went to Menchirashi, I'll put it down and spell it, Menchirashi udon. And it was raining, so benefit to that is it was starting to sprinkle. The line, we really didn't have that much of a line. I mean, it still was something. I think it was probably about, I don't know, like 10-15 people in front of us compared to when you see us later go and eat there again, because that's how good it is. We ended up waiting, I think, in a line that went all the way back to the back shops, and that was probably like 40 people plus. So if it's raining, that's the perfect time to go for udon. But also, don't be like me. Buy an umbrella at, go to Lawson's, go to the 7-Eleven. They have those plastic yellow, not yellow, plastic clear umbrellas that everybody buys because they're like, oh crap, it's raining, let me go get an umbrella. They're at every single store. But the fun fact is, if you're at this store, if you're at Menchirashi, there is not a 7-Eleven Lawson's within like a 5-10 minute walk. Like yeah. So we just braved it, and this is just a funny video of us waiting in line. I said, just in the rain for food. Per usual, I'll wait in line for food. Because when I tell you it was that good that Jonathan was like, yeah, I could do it again. Like, after we ate this meal, we didn't feel like heavy. It was like honestly the perfect portion. And I got the whiskey highball, which it had like special like apple juice or something in it from a nearby farm. It was fire. And also delicious. It wasn't too like alcohol. I didn't even taste the whiskey. It was a good balance. Jonathan got a beer. It was a big bottle of beer. He finished it. We didn't know it was gonna be that big, but hey, who's gonna complain about extra beer? And yeah, good vibes, and we enjoyed it. So here's the carbonara udon with those big pieces of bacon, and then there was a special of sweet potato tempura. We got extra tempura chicken, and Jonathan got the udon chicken soup. In Asakusa, just got off the subway. Don't know what that is, but that is adorable. Okay, so day 2, don't be like me, don't wake up late, even though they say Japan doesn't really wake up until like 9-10 o'clock. Get up early, because you're about to see why I say get up early. I was tired. I would like to say we were still jet lagged, but also it's vacation. I want to sleep in. So I didn't. Or no, I did. I did a little bit, and it just took me longer to get ready. So here we are, going to day 2, going to Asakusa Temple Shrine, and then we're going to go to Ginza. And so enjoy this footage. Also, this probably isn't as packed as it gets, but this felt really busy for me, and this was probably around 11, I want to say around 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish for us, and it was a little bit of foot shuffling to like keep moving forward. I don't hate that they start at 10 to 11, but I'm learning my lesson today. Okay, we're not gonna have bad luck at all because that thing is hitting us. Y'all, when I tell you I was real confused about this line, I'm not lying. So go to the left and wait in line if you want to eat in. Go straight up to the window if you want to order takeout. This woman was so impressive. She was literally running this by herself. She would take orders, then she would take things out the fryer, and then she was like boiling the potatoes, cooling the potatoes. How she does it, I do not know, but it was fire. It's pretty simple. You choose your size and then what size sauce you want, and then boom, French fries. And then the beer was so cold along with the glasses. If you know, you know. I recommend eating in because it really is a show with your lunch with the million timers that they had going. Warning though, you will smell like French fries the rest of the day. So after the Asakusa shrines, little food stalls, buying little like trinkets and all that fun stuff, and the most divine Belgian beer and French fry shop that we waited in line for, we were dedicated. I think we probably got out there around like 2:30, 2:45. It took a while. It definitely took longer than we estimated, but hey, we're on vacation. So we then headed over to Ginza, and we tried to, everybody at work recommended, and that I kept saying on YouTube as well, and other Instagrammers were like, hey, you gotta try Glitch coffee. So we went to Ginza, found Glitch. Y'all, I'm pretty sure that line was like, when we got into line, I think we were probably like 10 to 12 people deep. And we waited for maybe like, I want to say like 20 minutes. That line didn't move. It didn't move. And then we passed by and looked, it was because I think there were like 3 or 4 people working there. And what they do is they have such a deep conversation with you to like educate you about the coffee process and like find out your preferences, that it makes sense why that line wasn't moving. So at that point, I think we were like, okay, I don't feel like waiting in another line just to get like, I don't want to wait in a line after we just waited for Belgian French fries, which were delicious, and I'm sure this coffee is fantastic. When and if we go back, I'm definitely going to go try this place, but I'm going to go earlier instead of like mid-afternoon when everybody else is going. So after that, we ditched that. So here we are ending up in like more of the shopping district of Ginza, and where, if you know, you know, these stores were like superstores of what we have in the US, and I mean some of them we don't have, so I definitely have on my list to go to Uniqlo. I think it was like 7 stories. Like that was insane how like deep it went, but I didn't have the highest hopes again because I am a US size 12 large, and I was like, only hopes I got is buying shoes. And then it's a little too like plain, I think, for like Jonathan's taste, so he didn't really want anything. He's more like a men's medium, which is like a Japanese large. So, you know, he just took in the size. I think I bought like 2 shirts, and my trick is, if you're a mid-sized girl like me, is to shop in the men's and just get like larger t-shirts, because the women's ain't gonna help you. Because I think we did buy something that we ended up gifting to his mom, and those were those like UV protective sleeves, because we thought they would be great for Jonathan for golfing. I'm pretty sure Jonathan couldn't get past like half his forearm. I wasn't even gonna try. Wait, I don't need to put myself through that. I don't need that negativity in my life. So we saw his parents over the summer, gave it to her because she likes to golf, protect her skin. You know, we seem good. She likes it. It's not wasted. And so that's what we bought. About 2 t-shirts, and we bought that. And then I bought this like cooling under tank tops, which I think they worked. I don't know, they felt soft. I haven't worn them since, really, just because I think I normally wear like under t-shirt like in the fall kind of more, maybe next spring. But they were really soft. That's what we bought there. This was the only pick that I managed. Ichiro! If you're a Manners fan, you get it. But I was too overwhelmed to take any photo or video. I'll let y'all go and experience yourself, or I'm sure there's a million other people out there who have filmed it or have a photo of it. After that, we then went to Goooo, which is not really I like bright colors, even though you see me wearing black. I don't love a lot of neutrals, and it just wasn't my style. It didn't hit. If it's yours, that works. Everybody has their own taste. We then attempted to go into Daiso. Jonathan didn't really know what Daiso was until he made it at the top of that steps, and he goes, oh no, no, no. He goes, turn back around. He was like, it was like things on top of things, like it was dollar store exploded up in that hole. So I didn't even get to see it. He immediately looked at it and said, I ain't going in there. So we immediately turned back around. I'm just gonna have to go Daiso. They opened up 2 Daisos, I believe, in like the Portland area. There's one in like Hillsborough and maybe Vancouver. So I'm gonna have to go live out my Daiso dreams out there, where we have more real estate and we're not on top of each other. It's Tokyo, what you expect. But anyways, then we went to Muji, where they had like a grocery section at the bottom. I believe you go down one more floor, there is a restaurant. And we went upstairs and got a couple of things. I think I got like a panda shirt for my best friend's son. He was like 6 months at the time. She said it fit him. I just guesstimated. I held it up and I was like, this looks like it would fit him. I don't know baby sizes. I don't even know US baby sizes, let alone Japanese baby sizes. And then I also got these bomb strawberries that I show you. That was my little my pre-dinner snack. These strawberries, I'm addicted. I didn't even get the right one. This 1,300 yen one. I meant to get the 1,700 yen one, but still delicious. Even it's like a talking point between me and my mom, because she went to Japan in April, part of her like international cruise, like Asia cruise that she was doing. She's like, did you get the strawberries? So get the strawberries. You may be like, that's expensive, y'all. It's worth it. Highly worth it. That fruit in Japan is on another care level. And I go to the farmer's market, and that can't compete. And then I got a couple other snacks, like I think I got white chocolate covered strawberries, sweet potato chips. Got a corn thing that I hated. Like, I hate to say I wasted it, but I did. It was not good. But yeah, just a couple other snacks. I think I still have some left over. Then we went to Atoya. I believe that was like I want to say it was 4 levels. I got a couple cards. I got some stationery. Super cute. I'm not that creative, like, with my hands, but if you are like somebody who loves to like draw or like all that stuff, you're gonna love it. And yeah, so that's where we went in Ginza. You're now gonna see us on our way to dinner in Shinjuku, trying to keep it close, and so we could just walk there and not take a train, since we were staying in Shinjuku. And I just wanted to show you these shots, just because Tokyo at night is just something different. Like, the city transforms, and I loved all the lights. We are at Gyukatsu Motomura. And so I think we were like, oh, let's just go ahead and go to dinner after we like dropped off some stuff at the hotel. And I want to say it was probably around like 5:30, 6-ish o'clock. Like, it wasn't too late. It was still pretty early. This is honestly the earliest we've ever eaten dinner. That worked in our favor, because we literally went down the stairs to the Gyukatsu and just walked right in. I was like, this is weird. And there were maybe probably like 4 other parties there at the time eating, and we were immediately sat. And I was like, yes, good fortune, happy. They knew I was hungry. So I don't know if it says it on these instructions I'm about to show you, because I feel like I failed my high school Japanese teacher. I took Japanese for 3 years. Ugh. And don't remember that much of it. And so here's my recommendation. Don't be me. I recommend cooking all your meat instead of pacing it out, because what I would do was I would put 3 pieces on the little hot stone, dip it, let it cookie, get a nice little caramelization to it, take it off, enjoy it until I would maybe probably wait till I had like 1 piece left to eat, and then I would put 3 more on. I was probably about like 70% through my meat when the candle went out and I had no more heat source. So, and I wasn't about to embarrass my damn ass and try to figure out how to tell the waitress that like I need a new candle, nor do I know if she would give me a new candle. She'd probably be like, you stupid, you wasted you get 1 candle, why did you do that? So cook cook it at once, y'all. No, don't put all the meat of there on, of course, but you know, put the 3, take the 3 off, then put 3 on while you eat the other 3. Don't pace it up slowly like I am, because there was still enough flame to at least finish cooking my meat, so that was fine. It just didn't have that, you know, like a little bit like crispy sear to it. It was still tasty, and like, I'm such a fan of set lunches, dinners. I wish I could get more of this in the States, but that just means I have to go back to Japan. So this was delicious for us. And when we left, we obviously went at the right time because there was a line up the stairs when we were leaving, so we had the perfect timing. So highly recommend. This was the first Gapochon center that we stumbled into. I won nothing. I tried, can't say I didn't try. But yeah, no, this was the first of many, and they smart. They just suck you in. They go, oh look, you got it. Oh, that's the final moment. Bang. Take all my money. Fine. I'm gonna keep trying. But at one point, I think I said I gave myself 3 tries, and then I was like, if I'm not getting anything, I'm done. I have to walk out, because I am so fixated on getting something that I would have probably spent like $100 getting like a $5 toy. So I have to tell myself, like, hey, you get 3 shots. If you don't get it at this point, you need to walk away, because I know myself. Also, read the signs before you go in, because I got shamed by an employee because I was taking this picture, and I still kept it. She didn't say I had to delete it. She was like, no photos, and I was like, sorry, I'm so sorry. And then when we walked out, there was a sign that said that. My bad. I was that American, and that was an embarrassment. No, I'm pretty sure not the worst embarrassment to the U.S., but I still feel bad about it. I knew the Shinjuku Cat, and we've seen like the Godzilla. We saw at the Gramercy Hotel. We saw it in the distance. But when I'm telling you, Japan wears you out, that at the end of the night, you're just like, no, man. I feel like moving closer to that Godzilla is moving me further from my hotel and resting my feet. And I had already, I think at this point, I did accumulate my blisters of the trip that would live with me the entire time, because I wore my new Hokas that I thought I had broken in. That was a lie. Apparently I did not break into those Hokas, because they was rubbing me in all the wrong directions, and it would haunt me for my entire trip. Still got 20,000 steps every day, but man, were my feet ugly for months after this. And I immediately returned those shoes, because Hoka has I want to say a 60-day return policy, and them shoes ones that did. I was never gonna wear these shoes again, because no, that lives with me now. I hate them. I have like a pure hate for those shoes that gave me those blisters. Anyways, we're in the Shinjuku area, and when we were first going to like find the Gyukatsu, and I think we also stopped at the Disney store, we could hear meowing. And okay, this is maybe kind of giving y'all insight into how crazy I slightly am. I thought it was just me. I'm like, oh, maybe I miss my cats and I'm just hearing meowing, or maybe it's like a random store. No, the meowing I was hearing was from the Shinjuku Cat. I don't know what you call that. It's like a live billboard or something like that. That's what I was hearing. Was a meow, meow. Thought it was in my head, y'all. Thought it was the start of a mental illness that I needed to get diagnosed. Until Jonathan was like, you know, we're near the cat, right? And I was like, huh. That makes me feel better that meow doesn't live in my head, that everybody else could hear it. So we had a little trouble trying to find it, but trying to use sonar to get myself closer to the cat meow. But then Jonathan found it after. Also, we stopped at I don't even know what that store was. It was like an athletic store. It was huge, and they had a bunch of golf stuff so we could look at. Heads up, if your partner or you are thinking about scoring some golf stuff, that's like the one thing I found out that wasn't discounted. Everything was pretty much comparable rates to what you would pay in the U.S. Yeah, maybe you'll get it tax-free, but don't forget you also are going to have to bring it back to the U.S. That ain't a small thing to bring back if you're buying like clubs or whatever. So I just buy it in the States, I guess, because then you wouldn't have to like try to, you know, pay the duty tax and go through that hassle of carrying them around with you, depending on where you are in your trip. I would skip. Just buy something small there if you find it. But yeah, the prices, nothing was discounted like you would expect, like how I bought all my other stuff with the conversion rate. So here's my maybe a little bit of too much footage of this cat, but they had like different scenes that it was doing, so I kind of want to show it to you all. So enjoy. This might be the cutest thing in the world. I have cats. Wraps up day 1 and day 2. At the end of all this, I will probably do a like planning video and show you like how I accomplished planning for this trip, and just little tips that I found that helped me when like trying to break down such a daunting international trip where I was trying to fit in at least like key points that I wanted to make sure that we covered during our time. So thank you again for watching. I know this is rough. It'll get better, and I appreciate it. If you made it through this video, thank you again. It really means a lot to me. If there's any questions you have, just leave a comment down below. Here's, my selfless plug to please like and subscribe it. I hate to say that I don't normally seek, what's the word, when you like seek, what is it? I don't know if you can tell from my videos at this point, but I'm not really somebody who seeks validation from others. I try to be, confident in myself. That helps my mental health, so I don't like harp on what others think of me a lot. But in this case, I need your validation because this is something new I'm starting. This is a creative outlet for me, just because working in, corporate world I get it now. It's a burnout. I mean, all work is burnout, honestly. I feel like, unless like you're doing something you truly love. But please validate me, like, subscribe, let me know what you liked, if you have questions, and I'd be happy to answer them. And thank you again. I really appreciate it.